Rivers State. Okay, we have Veronica from Abuja, Titi Lope from Ondo State. You're welcome. You're welcome. It seems our speaker is ready. I wouldn't want us to waste our time as we have two speakers coming up today. Okay, I'll just mention every other person's name.
I think we should start now. Welcome
from Abeokuta, Okolawo from Ibadan, and every other person watching.
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you and welcome. Let's add a speaker now.
Good evening, everyone. Happy weekend. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Sorry for that break in transmission. I hope we are all doing well. Please, if you can see me and hear me, let me know where you're watching from. If you can see me and can hear me, please let me know where you're watching from in the comment section. Good evening once again. My name is Omobabiri Adeola Oshideko. I am a personal development coach and a branding expert. It's really nice to be here this evening. And I want to say a very big thank you to my host, Miss Samantha Lazarus. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. So in the next 30 to 35 minutes, we are going to be talking about something that is really, really important and necessary, which is leveraging communication in personal development, personal branding, and business branding. Leveraging communication in personal branding and business branding. Now, I'm very sure that most of us understand what communication is. Good evening. People are watching from LinkedIn. People are watching from YouTube, from Facebook, from anywhere you're watching. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. Please let me know where you're watching from. Communication. We all know what communication is. Communication simply means the act or the process of exchanging information or exchanging. I think it's just exchanging information. You speak to someone, you write to someone, that is communication. So communication is a two-way thing, the sender and the receiver and the feedback. So we have three components or three elements of communication. We have the sender of the information, the receiver of the information, and the feedback that the receiver of the information will give eventually. So let's continue. So we all know what communication is, right? So how do we link communication to personal branding and business branding? You might be wondering, what role is communication going to play in personal branding and business branding? Now, let me quickly talk about what personal branding is. Personal branding is your unique person. You yourself, you're a brand. The value, your personality, the value you bring to the table, your personality, your skills, your expertise, your experience, what you stand for, everything about you is your personal brand. How you sell yourself to the society, to the public, to your audience, that is your brand. What do you want to be known for? The perception people have about you. All those things, what people see when they Google your name. You know, what comes to people's mind when they hear your name or see you. So all those things put together is what we call personal brand. The process of going through all those things I've mentioned is what we call personal branding. Now let's talk about business branding. Let's talk about business branding. Business branding is just as it is, as the name implies, business. So anything that has to do with your business, your logo, your slogan, your vision, your mission, the services and the product to deliver, everything around your business is your business brand. Your brand name, your business name, your core value or core values as a business. So that's what your business branding is all about. Now let's talk about leverage. How can you leverage communication in building your personal brand and building your business brand? So that's what we want to talk about. So we're going to be talking about three things: communication, personal branding, and business branding. So how does these three things intertwine? How are they interrelated? Now, the first thing you need to understand is that before you can use communication to build your business brand or your personal brand, you need to know what is your brand message. Because, like I said, communication is a two-way thing. I send an information to someone, the person feed me back, reply back. So if I am not sending any information, will communication happen? No, communication will not happen. So you need to have an information you want to send across. So that information you want to send is what we call your brand message. Now, what is your brand message? Your brand message is simply your brand promise. Please help me put all of these things in the comments so that I will know we are together. Your brand promise, what your brand stands for, the core values of your brand. So three things: your brand promise, what your brand stands for, and the core values of your brand. So whether you are talking about business branding or you're talking about personal branding, you should have a brand promise. Brand promise is what do I promise to do for you as a brand. So for me now, as a personal brand, my brand promise is that I help individuals and business owners to build a strong and reputable brand that they can monetize, or you can say a strong, reputable, and profitable brand. So that is my promise. That's what I promise my audience. That's what I promise people. Okay, so that's my brand promise. For my business now, I have two businesses. I have Crystal Edge Professional Services and I have PCD Academy. Now, for each of these business, they have a brand promise. What does Crystal Edge brand promise stand for? What is the brand promise of Crystal Edge? The brand promise is that we help organizations, we help corporate organizations to train their staff, and we also consult for them to build a reliable business brand, a sustainable business brand. So that's the brand promise of Crystal Edge. So every one of us, we have a brand promise. What is it that you stand for? What is it that you are giving to the audience, to your audience, to the society? That particular thing is what we call brand promise. So it is that brand promise that you now communicate. Are we together? Do we understand everything I've been explaining? So it is that brand promise that you now communicate. That is where communication comes in. So now the question is, after we've understand that the only thing you are communicating, whether you're a personal brand or a business brand, the only thing you're communicating is your brand message. So how do you communicate this brand message? Please help me put in the comments. You are all welcome. Thank you for joining. I am streaming live from the city of Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire. I would love to know where you are watching from. Please drop a comment so that I will know, no be only me wakakon, So how do you communicate this brand message for your personal brand and your business brand? How do you communicate this brand message? I'm going to be giving you 5 things, or let me say 5 ways to communicate your brand message. Remember, what we are talking about is how you can leverage communication in personal branding and business branding. So how do you communicate your brand message, whether you're a personal brand or a business brand? Number 1 is through your mission, vision, and slogan. I am not seeing comments. Are we together? Or I am the only one here? I want to be sure we are together. Please drop a comment. It helps me to know that we are listening and we are enjoying this presentation. Okay, thank you. So number 1 thing is your brand mission, vision, and slogan. Now, anything I'm going to be talking about here is related to both personal brand and business brand. So whether you're a personal brand or you're a business brand, this thing is applicable. And if you are both, for instance, now for me now, I'm both a business brand and a personal brand. So if you are both is also applicable. It's also applicable to both. Okay. So now the first thing is your mission, your vision, and your slogan. I know a lot of us would have seen a lot of mission, vision. What's the vision of this company? What's the mission? What is their slogan? So that is how you communicate your brand message. For instance, you can see a company like ABC. Okay, don't let me use ABC. Let me use my own business, PCD Academy, for instance. Our vision is to be one of the largest personal development academy in Africa. That's our vision. So let me simplify it for you. Your vision is where you're going. Your mission is how you will get there. Can you help me put that in the comments? Your vision is where you're going. Your mission is how you get there. So for PCD Academy now, where are we going? We want to become one of the largest personal development academy in Nigeria, in Africa. We want to become, that's where we are going. That's the end result. Now, the mission is how do we get there? How do we get there? How? So by training individuals on personal development, organizing conferences, events, seminars, webinars on personal development. That's our mission. So that is how we want to achieve that vision. Now, if you don't know me, if you're just meeting me for the first time, and I want to tell you about PCD Academy, how do I communicate what PCD Academy is or what we stand for? How do I communicate it? I'll just tell you the vision, the mission, and the slogan. Slogan is just a short word. So for PCD Academy now, the slogan is raising global influencers. Raising global influencers, people who are going to influence their world. Raising global influencers. So those three things, I have used it to communicate, or I've used them to communicate what PCD Academy is all about to our audience, or to whoever is listening to me, or to whoever I am communicating with. Do we understand? So that's the first thing you can use to communicate your brand message: mission, vision, and slogan. The second thing is public speaking. Public speaking is another effective tool you can use to communicate your brand message. What I'm doing right now is public speaking. If you are meeting me for the first time now, I've told you a lot of things about me, about my value, about my brand, about my business. I have communicated. So what did I use to do that? I used public speaking. So public speaking is a tool you can use to communicate your brand message. Now, public speaking is not just about when you go to a place and they now invite you to the podium, everybody is now clapping for you. Now let's welcome Omoba Adeola Shideko. She's going to deliver a speech concerning how to dominate with communication. Everybody now start clapping. No, of course, that is public speaking, but that is not all about public speaking. What I'm doing right now is public speaking. So whether it is online or offline, public speaking is public speaking. In as much you are speaking to people, you are speaking to someone apart from yourself, you're already doing public speaking. So this one I'm doing right now, so you can do a live video, just you yourself. You don't need to wait until someone invites you to come and speak, just like Samantha has invited me here today. You don't need to wait for that. You can start by doing your own live video. You have your social media platforms, just switch on your camera, go live, and deliver your message. So that is how you communicate. I've done a lot of live videos before, and so many people have come across that live video, and they'll come back to me and say, oh, I stumbled on your video. I got value. So how did they know me? If not that I did a live video to showcase my skill, to showcase my brand, and to showcase my expertise. So yeah, public speaking is one of the tools you can use to communicate your brand message. Now, we have, apart from you doing public speaking on your own brand, we have other people too who can invite you to come and speak on their platform. And we also have some global platforms, such as TEDx, Mind Valley, and so on and so forth. These are platforms where you can also deliver your public speaking. For instance, TEDx is a global platform. Like you heard Samantha say that she's a TEDx educator. So TEDx is a platform where people who are not popular, in fact, they are not interested in your popularity. They just want to make sure that you deliver your message. You have a brand message, just come on and come and deliver. That's all. So TEDx is not even about whether you're a popular motivational speaker or popular inspirational speaker or popular keynote speaker. They are not really concerned about that. Ophelia, thank you for joining me. Chinemerem, thank you for joining me. Emmanuel, thank you everyone who is joining. Rafiat, thank you for joining. Okay, so they are not even interested whether you're popular or not. What they want, Madam Oluwaseun, Dr. Oluwaseun, thank you for joining. Kunle Abdulkarim, thank you for joining. Thank you everyone who is joining. Please drop a comment if you would like me to say hi to you. I would like to say hi to you, but you need to drop a comment so that I can see your name. Okay, so TEDx is a platform that you should explore if you're ready to communicate your brand message. It's a very useful platform for you to showcase your skills, your expertise, your experience, anything, that brand message you have. It's a platform for you to showcase it. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is publishing articles and blog posts. Publishing articles and blog posts. Mutio Alawale, thank you for joining. Publishing articles or blog posts. Titi Lokpe, thank you for joining. So you can publish articles on your page. For instance, on LinkedIn. Ubong, thank you for joining. Mercy, thank you for joining. You can publish an article on LinkedIn, for instance. There's a space on LinkedIn where you can publish your article. With that, you're also communicating your brand message. If you have any content, any idea, any thought, any inspiration you want to deliver in form of your brand message, article is a very good tool you can use to communicate that. So that's number one. And we also have a lot of blog where you can feature your article. If you have anything valuable, you can reach out to all these bloggers. I'm not talking about gossip blog. I'm talking about real bloggers that publish nice content. Medina Toyedele, thank you for joining. So you can contact them and tell them you have this article to publish. And some of us too, we can even have our own blog. There's really no big deal there. You can have your own blog. It's not a big deal. There are people who teach other people how to create their blog websites. So it's something you can also try to explore. If you have the opportunity, try to have your own blog where you can publish. Excuse me, please. So you can have your own blog where you can publish your articles. So articles and publishing of your articles on blog posts is very, very key to you communicating your brand message. That's number 3. I hope we are writing it. Let me do a quick recap. Number 1, I said mission, vision, and slogan. Number 2, I said public speaking. Number 3, I said publishing of article/blog posts. Then number 4 is media feature. Media feature. So you can feature on media, newspaper, television, radio, podcast. So these are all the places you can feature. You can also use that one to communicate your brand message. It's still communication. If you go on television, for instance, you talk to people about yourself, what you do, what you stand for. If you've written a book, you talk about it. If you have a movement or you have a group or you have an initiative, you talk about it. These are ways to communicate your brand message. Now, lastly, which is the one I'm going to draw more on, is content creation and social media presence. I have not been seeing any of these points. Please drop these points in the comment for me. Thank you. Drop these points. Thank you, Titi Lokpe. Thank you, Chinemerem. Thank you, everyone who is helping to drop comments. So another way you can communicate your brand message is through content creation and social media presence. If you are here and you don't have a good social media presence, you are on a long thing. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. Because in this age and time, there is nobody that shouldn't have a social media presence. There is nobody that should not have a social media. And not just having a social media presence, having an active social media presence. So it's not just about you opening an account. Oh, they say we should have a social media presence. Just open the account and just zoom off. 1 month, 3 months, you're not even there. Nobody even know you have an account. You need to be active. You need to be active on the social media platform. Dishing out content, creating content that is valuable, content that is useful. Temitope, thank you. Leah Temitope, thank you for joining and thank you for dropping those comments. Valuable content that are related to your brand. Shino Oladeji, thank you for joining. Content that are useful to your audience. Okay, content that are just perfect for your brand. Now, what is content? Content is a piece of information to your audience. It can be in form of graphics, it can be in form of text, it can be in form of video, and it can be in form of audio. I'll take it again. It can be in form of graphics, text, video, or audio. So these are the 4 types of content we have. Mary, thank you. Mary Ayomide, thank you for the comments. Thank you, everyone dropping comments. So those are the 4 types of content that we have. You can use any of them, whether it's a video, an audio, a text, or graphics. These are content. Now, what does content help you to do? Content helps you to communicate your brand message. Like I've said, the center of this discussion is around your brand message. You have a brand message, you stand for something, and you want people to know. Like I usually say, if you don't stand for anything, you will fall for everything. And if you don't tell people who you are, they will give you a name. Unfortunately, they might give you a name you will not like. They might give you a name you will not like. Okay, so you need to tell people what your name is through the content, you create. Okay, you need to tell people who you are through the content you create. So how do you communicate your brand message? A very good way of communicating your brand message is through your content. So don't just fold your arms. I'm coming, please. So don't just fold your hands. You have a social media platform. That is not enough. You need to create content from time to time. So your social media presence is very important. The kind of content you dish out, the kind of comments you put on your social media is also very important. The kind of network you are building on your social media is also very important. So I will do a quick recap. How do you communicate your brand message for your personal or business brand? Number one is through your vision, mission, and slogan. Number two is through public speaking. Number three is publishing articles, which is also blog posts. Number four is media feature. And number five is content creation and social media presence. I've come to the end of this session. I would like to know if any of us have any question. Please, if you have any question, let me know. If you have any question as regards what I've discussed so far, please let me know in the comments. Please drop your question. Hosts, please come around so that you can read questions out because I can't see some of them. Samantha, are you there? Please come around to read questions if there is any.
Please ask questions. If you have any questions, kindly ask. I am trying to broadcast some of the striking points they dropped in the comment section.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I am sure you have learned one or two things from today's broadcast. I have learned that without a vision, your brand has no name. And also, your content can be in form of graphics, text, videos, or audios. Please, if you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, someone has a question here.
Okay.
It is displayed on the screen, ma'am.
Okay, please read it out because it's quite tiny from my hand.
How can I build a brand name for myself and for my business if I don't have any before? That is, if I don't have any, for example, some people are just joining here and this is their first time of hearing about branding. So the question is that, how can I build a brand name for myself and for my business if I don't have any?
Okay.
If I don't have any.
So if you don't have any brand, that one is another ball game entirely, and it's quite it's going to be a very long conversation or discussion. But what I would say is that how you can build a brand for yourself if you don't have any is recognize your niche. Your niche is your area of interest. So because if somebody hear niche now, they say, which one is niche again? No, your niche is your area of interest, your passion. What are you passionate about? What interests you? Is it women empowerment? Is it adult and teenager? Is it coaching that interests you? Is it public speaking? Is it influencing? Is it fashion and lifestyle? Is it faith? Some people, they talk about faith. They talk about Christian. If they're a Christian, now you talk about Christian faith. You talk about God. You talk about Bible. You talk about so many other things, prayers, worship, praise. So look around and see what interests you, what intrigues you, what is that thing you can talk about effortlessly, whether in writing or in speaking, that you don't really feel bored talking about that thing. So that is where to start from. So once you identify that, identify a social media platform that is suitable for that. There are so many other things. I will not be able to go into details, but I think that's the key. Just identify what you find interesting. uh you might need to follow people who are already on the path to also learn. You might also get to train yourself. Register for branding training. There are so many branding training, free and paid. They are everywhere online. Get a coach, get a mentor, and you get started. So that's it. I hope that answers the question. Branding is a whole lot. We can't go into that now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Adekoyega says, wow, well done, ma'am. You have done a great job. I am overwhelmed. Thank you,
Okay,
Peter. Thank you so
I
much.
have some questions here. I would like to read it from my own platform, and if
Oh,
I hope it will also benefit the people who are watching from your hand. So somebody said, what's the difference between a post and a article? A post is something you put on your social media platform. A post is always short. An article is always very lengthy. An article has a place where you can publish it. You can publish your article on your social media. For instance, now LinkedIn has a place where you can publish your article. If you don't know, please research it and find out. You have a place on LinkedIn you can publish your article. An article can also be published on a blog. So those are the two places you can publish. A post is what you put on your on Instagram, on your Twitter, and your Facebook. All those ones are posts. But your article is what you put on, is either LinkedIn article or you put on a blog. Or sometimes you can publish your article in newspaper, magazine, and so on and so forth. Any media broadcasts, written media broadcasts, you can publish your article there. So print media broadcast, rather, not written, print media broadcasts. So that's the difference between post and article. Another person said, what's the difference between LinkedIn post? I've answered that question. That's the difference. A LinkedIn post and article, they are different. I've answered that question. So do I have any other question here? No. Do you have any other question from your hand, Samantha?
yes, ma'am. Raji says, how do I make media features? You mentioned media features as a way to pass across your brand message. So the question is that how do I make media features? How do I get featured in the media print? That's the question.
Okay, so we have two ways to this thing. We have two ways to it. Is it that you go and meet them or they come to meet you? If they are coming to meet you, that means your work must have been so loud enough to attract media's attention. So if your word is so loud, you are so renowned, people know you, they know your work, you're visible. Let me just use that word. Don't let me use the word loud. Let me use that you are visible. People can see you and see your work. Media companies will approach you, whether television or radio or newspaper or magazine. They will come to you themselves and say, oh, you know what? We love your work. We would love to feature you on our platform. So it can be that way. Another way is you go and meet them. We call it PR, public relations services. I have someone that I influenced for recently, Esther. She does that. So if you want a media feature, she is a PR professional. She can help you with that. So but it's going to be a paid media feature now. Let me emphasize that. If you're going to meet them, you are going to pay. But if they are the ones coming to meet you, of course, they are the one that need your services. It's going to be free. So is it that you wait till when you will mature and everybody will be coming to you? You will be visible enough for them to come to you by themselves. Is that you wait till that time? Or if you know it's something you need to promote your brand, to help your brand grow. I've done quite a number of feature, and it's not everything that is free. Some of them are free. I will just be on my own. They'll come and meet me and say, oh, Adela, we want you to feature on our platform. Some of them are free, but some of them I paid for them. These are some of the things people don't tell you. Some of them I pay, like it's not even a small money. I pay from my pocket for them because I want visibility. I want it for my public relation. I want it to communicate my brand. I want it for my brand exposure. So these are some of the money you will spend on your brand, because the truth is brand is an investment. That word brand is just like you have your car, Or they say car is not an investment, car is a liability. Okay, just like you have your certificate that you got from the university as an investment, you've paid a lot of school fees to get that certificate. Just like you have your house, you've contributed a lot of money, saved a lot of money before you can get that house. Just like you have every other asset, your shares, your stock, your mutual fund, like you have all these things, your brand is also an investment. So there's some money you will have to dedicate to growing your brand, including the money for training, attending conferences, attending seminar, attending offline events. So these are some of the costs that is associated with you growing your brand. And I can tell you that for every investment, there is a return, or there are returns. So we always get the returns when the time comes. So I hope that answers that question. Okay, sorry, I have another question here from Ophelia. I almost missed it. I was thinking she was complimenting me. Okay, so let me read it. She said, amazing session, ma'am. Thank you so much. I noticed it's hard to get a TEDx speaking gig. How can one leverage this platform as a public speaker? I have a training for that. Ophelia, are you not part of that training? I'm surprised you're asking this question. Because if you're part of that training, you should know how to get TEDx speaking gig. Like I said, some of these things, they will come to you. They will come to you free of charge. They will come and meet you and say, Adeola, we want you to be a TEDx. We want you to be a speaker on our TEDx events. But sometimes it doesn't come forth. You have to go for it. Yoruba will say, Tokyo Baloba Muhammad Awaboke. Meaning, if the mountain does not go to meet Muhammad should go and meet the mountain. Sometimes these things will not come to you, but you have to go out for them. You have to go the extra mile to get them. So you are going to reach out to them. I will not be able to explain a whole lot about it because it's quite complex. But I believe that if you're interested in that training, I have that training for people who love to be a TEDx speaker. If you're interested, it's 10,500. The training is 10,500. Samantha has even taken the training before, and that was how she got licensed as a TEDx educator. So if you want to be a TEDx speaker, a TEDx organizer, a TEDx translator, or a TEDx educator, that course is for you. I will teach you everything you need to know. I've seen a lot of people, even that have taken the training, that have gotten their license, that have gotten speaking engagements. Like, I have a lot of testimony on that. So if it's something you're considering, please DM me after this session. Thank you. So Samantha, over to you, please.
Okay, ma'am. Can you still, second speaker is here, but can you just answer a question before you exist? Okay, now the question, we have a lot of questions here. We have a lot of questions.
That one is serious. So. What do you want to do?
5 or 4.
Okay, just mention maybe like 1 or 2. Let's see. I'll be fast with the response.
Okay, so let me read out the questions. Someone said, okay, Stanley says, how about if your major interest is going into African literature style of writing, like being another Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie? How can you leverage that also? Because I believe she also is a brand. And another person says, how do I improve my content creation skills? The last question.
Let me answer that too first, so that I will not forget. Number 1 is, if you want to build a brand like Chimamanda, start putting out your content. It's very easy. Look at what Chimamanda is doing. Follow Chimamanda. Look at what she's doing. Look at how she's doing it, and follow suit. Do the same. You might not copy her 100%, but she will be like a role model for you, guiding you to know. So everything boils around content. Push out your content, and that's it. The other person, I've forgotten the question. What's the question for the other person?
How can I become a better content creator?
Content creator, you take training. A lot of us, like I told you, part of building your brand. Ask Samantha, she has paid me quite a number of times to pay for my training. So you pay for training. Some of us don't want to pay for training, and you want to grow. It's not possible. There are so many people that teach content creation. Ophelia is here. Ophelia Patrick is here. She teaches content creation. Register for classes and get better. That's the question. That's the answer. Next question.
Okay, the last question for today is from Sekina again. She says, is it necessary that you build a brand before making this kind of presence? No.
It's compulsory. Now, what do you want to talk about if you don't have a brand? If you don't have a brand, what do you want? I mean, I think she's talking about a media feature, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you don't have a brand, there's nothing to talk. What do you want to feature when you don't have a brand? So because they will feature what you're doing. That's why I said sometimes it's when they've noticed what you're doing that they will invite you to come and talk about what you're doing. But when you're not doing anything, what do they want? They will just, you'll be looking at them, they'll be looking at you. What's the essence of the media feature? Nothing. So you must have a reputable brand. Whether you're the one going to them or they're the one coming to you, you must have a reputable brand you're already building before you can feature on media. So it's that simple.
Okay, ma'am. As I said earlier, we have quite a number of questions here. So for the last, I would just like you, someone said, could you please drop your social media handles? And someone asked that who is a TEDx speaker? Please, can you just pitch yourself as we round off your session, ma'am?
A TEDx speaker is a speaker on TEDx now. Google TEDx. Google TEDx. Go to Google and put TEDx. What is TEDx? It will give you all the information you need about TEDx. So you mentioned another thing. I've forgotten. Sorry. Hello, Samantha. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear
Apart
you.
from TEDx speaker, you mentioned something else.
Yes, she said, can you please drop your social media and
Okay, my social media handle. Can you see my name on the screen? Can you see my name on the screen? I don't know. It's like my name is not showing. What did you do to my name, Samantha?
Oh, yeah, your name is
you have
showing
eaten
now.
my name. Okay, so that's my
Your
name.
is showing.
Just screenshot it. That name is a brand. Anywhere you put it, you will see me. Just screenshot that name. Omoba Birin Adeola Oshideko. That's the same name I have on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, everywhere. That's the name. So just put that name and you will get me. That's how to get me.
Okay. Thank you for having us, ma'am. Can you please sell yourself in the next 1 minute? You can pitch yourself, your courses that are available that we can register for and everything as we round up your session, ma'am.
Okay, so I am a coach. So I have quite a number of coaching. If you need me to put you through on anything, I have some mentoring programs too. My mentoring program is not free, please. So if you come and say, come and mentor me, you will pay. You will pay. It's not free. So yeah, you will pay. So I have mentoring program. I have a coaching program, basically on the two major areas that I do, that I specialize on: personal development and branding. Personal. So if you need any clarity on your personal development, I am your go-to person. And if you need to start building your brand, and I see a lot of people, because somebody came to my inbox yesterday and said, somebody directed you to me that you will help me build my brand. And I said, are you willing to sign up for my coaching program? She said, no. So why are you in my inbox? So you want me to sit down with you and start teaching you how to build your brand for free? I mean, I don't get it. You know, people can be very, very funny. So you come to meet me that I should help you build your brand for free. I don't even know you. People that I even know, say, if I charge them. So I don't understand. So what I'm just trying to say is, if you're ready to build your brand, I have a one-on-one coaching you can take up. Not expensive, don't worry. Just reach out to me and we'll get started. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Please let's appreciate our speaker in the comment section. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm so glad.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So thank you, everyone watching on YouTube and on LinkedIn. That was an invitation to speak at an event. I just decided to stream it on my own platform to seize the opportunity to stream it on my platform. I hope you got value from that live video. Please, if you're watching the replay, let me know what value you got from this video, and I'll see you some other time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.